Hi everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Eddie. This is episode 93 and we're speaking with Tom Freidel with Padgett Business Services. We've learned that the IRS has made a change in the W-4. Tom's going to explain to us the details of those changes. So I understand the IRS has made a change for 2020. There's a new W-4 form available.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So the Tax Cuts and Job Acts that was signed by the president back in 2017 eliminated the personal exemption. Okay. So the resulting, historically, we've had a W-4 that you would say I'm single or I'm married and I have 0 exemptions or 3 exemptions or 4 exemptions. Well, with the elimination of those exemptions, then it kind of made that W-4 form obsolete. So in 2019, the IRS updated the withholding tables to try to help people get more of that Tax Cuts and Job Acts tax reduction in their paycheck. And a lot of people, when they were filing their 2018 taxes, were either getting smaller refunds or owing taxes. So the IRS said, okay, we're going to go on a plan to try to figure out a tool that can help a taxpayer better calculate their withholdings. So they got rid of the whole single, married, 0 exemptions, 1 exemptions, and came in with a brand new W-4. It's kind of, considering how long that's been how we've operated as employees and as employers, it's really groundbreaking differences. And it's a complicated form now. Not that it wasn't complicated before, but it's very complicated today. And filling it out wrong could result in significant over or under withholdings. So it's something that you really have to pay attention to.
So when you say it's more complicated, is it more detailed, or is the language or verbiage just a little bit more difficult to understand?
It's more detailed.
Okay.
So the W-4 itself, the IRS has created a withholding calculator that's on the irs.gov website that you can go and look at. It's a very extensive wizard that you would walk through, but you kind of have to have, most recent pay stubs, prior year tax returns. If you're married, you have to have all that information for your spouse. And you walk through this wizard and it tries to help you figure out how much to tell your employer to withhold taxes. So most times when people start their job, in the past, you just fill out this form, really simple. We're now encouraging nobody to fill out the form while they're at their employer, right? Take it home, spend some time on it, think about it. Make sure that you understand, because if you do fill it out incorrectly, you could either be significantly over withheld, which, okay, you get that back, but you could be significantly under withheld by making a mistake on how it's filled out and end up owing thousands of dollars unintentionally because you just had those few withholdings.
So when I think about those things, I think about people that want to tackle their own home improvement projects, or they want to sell their home themselves, or plan their vacation. There are services available to do those things. To me, when you talk about a form that's complicated and it's going to affect me monetarily, it just proves to me more and more that hiring someone like you is beneficial to me. So that way I don't make mistakes and I either hurt myself in the long run.
Right, and that's something that we're definitely putting together a platform where we'd be able to provide service to our clients for advice on how to fill out the W-4. One thing I will point out, if you're with your current employer and you don't change, there's no real need to fill out a new W-4.
Okay.
But if you change jobs or you start a new job, you're absolutely going to have to fill out a new W-4. And the employers are not allowed to accept the old W-4 anymore. And if your spouse takes a new job, I would encourage at that point that you and your spouse both fill out a new W-4, because you really don't want to be in a situation where you're being withheld on the old W-4 philosophy and your spouse is being withheld on the new W-4 philosophy. You're almost at that point, we're recommending that you both fill out a new W-4 and get it reviewed and make sure that it's going to be properly withheld.
So kind of while we're on the subject, are there any changes that might affect someone like myself who's self-employed that we should know about going into this year?
Not in terms of the W-4. Obviously, you have employees, so being aware of it as an employer, but for yourself as a self-employed individual, it's not something that really is going to drastically change for you, because most self-employed people pay estimated taxes versus having them withheld from their pay.
Great. Thanks for tuning in to Coffee with Eddie this month. It's been a pleasure having you join us. If you would like to learn more about Padgett Business Services or about real estate, please give me a call, or you can contact me at my email address or on social media. You'll see that information on the screen below.